Hey there, movie and series lovers. Welcome to Cinema Storytime. Today, we're diving into the mind bending world of Alice in Borderland Season 1. Released in 2020, this thrilling Japanese series is an absolute must watch if you enjoyed Squid Game. In this video, we'll explore the first 4 episodes of the season, and in part 2, we'll uncover the intense conclusion of the last 4 episodes. Episode 1. Our story begins with Arisu, a gamer who spends his days glued to his screen, much to the dismay of his family. After an argument with his brother, who calls him a parasite and says he was better when their mother was alive, hearing this, Arisu leaves home, feeling unwanted. His father also adds to the rejection, telling him not to get in his brother's way. Seeking solace, Arisu texts his two best friends, Karube, a bartender recently fired for having an affair with his boss's girlfriend, and Chota, an office worker drained by his mother's financial burdens. The three friends meet up in the bustling streets of Tokyo. While goofing around during a red light, fireworks light up the sky, but chaos quickly ensues. Two cars collide and police rush to the scene. To avoid trouble, the trio hides in a public restroom, laughing off the situation. Suddenly, the power goes out and an eerie silence takes over. When they step outside, the once busy streets of Tokyo are completely deserted. Spooky, right? They tried to find people but couldn't find a single soul. At night, a screen lights up which leads them to a building, inside which they see a lift and some mobiles. They go ahead to investigate and unknowingly triggered some lasers. The mobiles automatically unlocked and registered them in the game. A woman named Saori appears and throws Chota's ID outside the zone, demonstrating the deadly lasers that kill anything attempting to leave. A schoolgirl soon joins them and the group begins their first game, Dead or Alive, where they must choose the correct doors to escape the building within a time limit. They arrived in the first room, where there were two doors. One said die, another said live. When the boys asked Saori, since she knows more than them, she told them to open the door, which says live, but they started arguing. They were losing time and a deadly gas started to fill the room. The schoolgirl opened the door in desperation, costing her life as a laser pierces her head. They were shocked to see her die and quickly went to other room by choosing the remaining door, and they saw that if they hadn't left the room in time, they would have been burnt down by fire. Karube blamed Saori for girl's death, but Saori provoked Arisu to open the next door. However, Arisu gets paralyzed by fear. Time was about to run out, so Karube boldly took the gamble and opens the door, which was coincidentally the right door. Everyone was scared to open the door in next room. Karube asked Arisu to use his mind since he always plays the games and was able to solve the hardest of the puzzles. But Arisu was too scared. They both started arguing and Karube punched Arisu. But suddenly Arisu remembered something, and based on that, he himself took the risk of opening next door, and he thought right, the door was safe. At the beginning of the game, Arisu saw the map of the building, and with some additional information, he started mapping out their current location in the building. And he again chose the right door. Everyone suddenly was happy to see that Arisu have found a way to survive this death game. They barely escape. However, Chota suffers a leg injury during their escape. After clearing the game, they receive a playing card, 3 of clubs, and a grim reward, a 3-day visa to live. They meet a man whose visa is expiring that night, only to watch him die as a laser pierces his skull. They learned about the grim visa system that forces them to play or die. Episode 2. The next day, Chota deduces that all electrical goods with IC chips have been disabled in this world, and Karube picks up a knife from a store to kill the person responsible for all this. The trio teams up with Saori, who reveals that she came there 3 days ago and has already survived one game, but not without witnessing everyone else die. When the boys asked what Saori was doing at the time of teleportation, she lied to them about being in conference room at work, whereas in reality she was having sex with her married boss. To protect Chota, who's injured, Arisu and Karube join a new game to learn more about this world where they meet another boy, Kodai, who was just teleported to this world. Everyone ignored him since they thought it would be bad for their survival to have someone new to game. This time, the game's difficulty level was 5 of spades. They meet Nitobe, who tells them about concept of card suits and their meanings. Clubs for teamwork, spades for physical challenges, diamonds for wit, and hearts, the most dangerous, where betrayal is key. And numbers of the cards represents the difficulty level. Higher the number, higher the difficulty. The next game was game of tag with masked gunmen as taggers. The goal is to find the safe zone before time runs out or the building explodes. At home, Chota was praying for their safety where Sauri joins him. He tells her that he was bullied at school because of his mother's religious commitments, but his friends protected him. He feels weak and sad about the fact that now his friends will have to protect him again. Sauri doubted his friend's intention, to which Chota says that Sauri must have been betrayed by many people. Sauri accepts, but also states that Chota too must have been betrayed. Upon hearing this, Chota cries, remembering his mother's betrayal by sleeping with the priest. Seeing him like this, Sauri too get emotional and kissed Chota and told him the truth about having sex with her boss for promotion and that she hated doing it. She told him that they should work together and she started getting intimate with Chota. At the game, Nitobe decides to follow the boys to form an alliance. The group got scared hearing gunshots. Upon reaching above, they see a body of man who was shot. They tried to look around the corner, but a masked man appears who tried to shoot them too. They started running. Arisu decided to break the group from Nitobe and hide with Karube. Masked man followed Nitobe and killed him and starts hunting the participants mercilessly. Arisu started yelling. He told everyone about Tagar's location and asked other participants to work together. A skilled climber named Usagi responded to him by telling Tagar's current location. When Kodai was about to open a door, the masked man tried to shoot him from another floor, which was unusual. Karube decides to kill the Tagar with the knife he picked earlier. A man named Aguni hears them and included Karube in his plan to take down the Tagar along with his partner and told Arisu to look for the safe zone. Usagi also decides to help in searching the safe zone. Aguni's partner lured the masked man to a place they decided to take down the Tagar. But Aguni betrayed him by letting the Tagar shoot him so that Aguni can attack, while Tagar reloads the gun. Aguni and Karube fights the Tagar, where Karube got injured. While they were fighting, Arisu notices the door, where the Tagar tried to shoot Kodai, and realizes that why would Tagar shoot from another floor if it's not the safe zone. There was another boy, Chishia, who also realized that. When they entered the flat, there was another Tagar who attacked them. Arisu entered another room within that flat where he saw two stop buttons which were to be pressed at same time to complete the game. Arisu shouted from the window to ask for help for another person to press the button with him. The Tagar entered the room to kill Arisu. Usagi entered the flat from outside and helped Arisu by pressing the button simultaneously and cleared the game. But not without a chilling realization. The masked Tagars are human too, forced into these deadly roles. A device on her neck started blinking and exploded, killing her on the spot. Same thing happened to the Tagar whom Karube and Aguni were fighting. Karube found a walkie-talkie in Aguni's partner's pocket. The person on other side told Karube to come to beach. Episode 3. Chishia checks the pockets of the dead Tagar and found a paper with a weird drawing. Saori sees that her visa ends today, but Chota was happy to see that his friends survived their game. Karube told the group about radio and that they have to search for that beach to find answers. They decide that first they will play the game tonight to earn visa for Chota since it was his last day too. Karube went to the bar where he worked to get the wedding ring he got for her lover. Others were waiting for Karube, but Saori told Chota to move already without Karube since they had no time to waste as their visa was about to expire. Karube came back in time, but Chota got angry on him. They reached the game arena where the game announced to put on the goggles and proceed to the garden. These goggles were able to recognize the identity of the person they focus on. Then comes one of the most heart-wrenching moments in the series, a Seven of Hearts game where betrayal is inevitable. Both Arisu and Karube got tensed as they learned from Nitobe in previous game about Hearts game, and number 7 meant higher difficulty level, while they struggled with less difficult levels. This time, the game was hide and seek, where the rules were that one player becomes the wolf and the others are sheep. The sheep must hide to survive. At end only one can live, and other three would die. Chota was chosen by game to be the wolf, but he panics. He tried to take off the collar, but Arisu stopped him as doing so might kill Chota. When Chota sees at Arisu's eyes, game makes Arisu the wolf. Realizing the rules of the game, Saori cleverly made everyone look at her, which transferred the wolf status to her, and she quickly ran away, betraying them. Karube realized that it's not the sheep's, but the wolf that needs to hide. Karube caught Saori and became the wolf, but Saori ruthlessly started hitting his wound. Chota was crying, hearing them fight. When Arisu tried to stop them, wolf status passed from Karube to him. He told them not to fight and work together to find a way and asked some time to think, but neither Saori nor Karube were willing. As tensions rise, Arisu, Karube, and Chota struggle to stay united. Saori claimed that Arisu just wants to survive for himself, but when she tried to kill Arisu, Chota tackled her and told Arisu to run. Arisu ran away and he tried to take off the collar, but suddenly he remembered what happened to the taggers who had the collar and lost his will to fight and decided to hide. Chota told them he doesn't care who survive in the end, but he doesn't want his friends to kill each other. Hearing this, the three friends remembered the time when they used to spend time together, had fun, and discussed about their dreams. Arisu remembers the time when his father and brother said hurtful things about him, but his friends were there for him. These friends only had each other in their lives who truly cared for them. Ultimately, Arisu tries to sacrifice himself for his friends and asked about his friend's location so that he can make them the wolf. But there was sudden silence because both Chota and Karube too were willing to sacrifice their lives. They both understood in their silence their will to sacrifice their lives for Arisu. They even hide from Arisu. Chota even stopped Saori from shouting so that Arisu can't find them. In a heartbreaking scene, Karube only spoke when he knew time was too short for Arisu to reach him and told his friends that he loves them. Karube asked about the late night when they ate noodles under the bridge. Chota finally breaks his silence with smile. Arisu too understood that his friends are sacrificing their lives. Hearing these friends, even Saori had a change of heart and she embraced Chota in their final moments. Arisu, devastated, saw Karube die in front of him and cries like he lost his soul. It's a gut wrenching scene that will leave you in tears. Episode 4. Broken by the loss of his friends, Arisu loses the will to live. Usagi, the climber who previously helped him, finds him lying in the rain, consumed by guilt. But when he tells her that he will die too, she leaves him there. After some time, when she returned, she saw that Arisu was still lying there unconscious, even in the rain. This reminded her of time with her father, who was a climber too. Some media outlet spread the rumor that her father was a liar who staged his climbs. Her father, avoiding the media, left for another climb but never returned. Media claimed that he might have committed suicide. She was sad and was lying on the ground just like Arisu. Usagi took Arisu to her place. She offered him food when he woke up, but he didn't want to eat. Through her own story of survival and resilience, she inspires Arisu to fight back. Next day, when Usagi came back after morning run, she saw that Arisu has now eaten the food. She asked him to join her tonight for the game. Later that night, they entered a game arena, which was a tunnel. They entered a bus where they met three other participants who met each other for the first time in their very first game and stayed together since then. One of them had injured his leg during previous game. The next game is four of clubs called distance, where they had to reach the goal safely within time limit. They thought that they have to run as far as possible. Takuma, who is injured, tells them to leave him since he can't run. Even though these three people met in the game only, they became friends. The other two guys were reluctant and sad to leave him. After running a long distance, they see refreshment. All of them were thirsty from running. Arisu wanted to drink, but Usagi warned him that it might be poison, and she offered her drinking water to him. Other two guys were looking at Arisu with thirsty eyes. Arisu offered them Usagi's bottle. She wasn't happy but didn't say anything. After some time, they reached a dark area where they were attacked by a panther. One of the two guys was caught by the panther, but he kept stabbing the panther and told others to run. After running some distance, Arisu saw a Royal Enfield bike and recalled. When Chota told him that devices that don't have IC chips can still work in this world, Arisu decides to take the bike back to starting point where he can use the bike's fuel to run the bus. He wants to save Takuma, who decided to stay in the bus since he is injured. Arisu said he won't leave anyone behind again to save himself. He even takes bike by just running to save the diesel for the bus. On his way back, Arisu saw that the guy has died but killed the panther too. Takuma saw the glimmer of hope when he saw Arisu coming back for him, but Arisu was shocked to see the bus for some reason. Usagi reached the dead end and thought that they have reached the goal and decided to wait for Arisu and Takuma. But they realized they were wrong. It was a blockade for water which was about to break. They started running back, but the guy fell and got caught in the flood. Usagi kept running desperately without looking back. Suddenly a horn blows and it was the bus from starting point. Arisu came back and Takuma was driving the bus. Arisu grabbed Usagi's hand in nick of time. The flood still hit the bus, but Usagi, Arisu and Takuma survived it. And we saw why Arisu was shocked when he returned to the bus. The biggest twist, the goal wasn't to run far, it was to stay on the bus they abandoned at the start. Arisu's determination to save everyone leads to a bittersweet victory, as not everyone survives. Takuma told Arisu that if they are still alive, they should meet again, but everyone's face told that it was very unlikely that they would survive. Arisu told Usagi about beach vowing. He'll put end to this sick game. And so, with renewed purpose, Arisu and Usagi set out to find the beach, a mysterious place that promises answers about this twisted game. What secrets will they uncover, and who will survive the next round? This concludes the first half of Alice in Borderland Season 1. Stay tuned for Part 2, where we'll unravel the intense final episodes. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Cinema Storytime for more amazing stories. See you in the next video.